Hello, welcome to J Journeys. My name is Natalie, and today I will guide you through a yoga practice that is designed specifically for surfers, where we will be focusing a bit extra on mobility and flexibility throughout the entire back, as well as the shoulders, glutes and hips. I really hope you'll enjoy it. Let's start today by getting ourselves into a comfortable seated position, rolling our shoulders away from our ears, elongating through the spine and gently closing down the eyes, letting our hands rest on our knees with the palms facing up, beginning to breathe deeply. I will begin the practice today with a quote by Rolf Gates. Yoga is not a work out, it is a work in. And this is the point of spiritual practice, to make us teachable, to open up our hearts and focus our awareness so that we can know what we already know and be who we already are. Beginning to feel anchored into the mat whilst the head grows tall, and then begin tilting your right ear towards your right shoulder. You can extend the left fingertips towards the mat and bring your right hand onto your left ear for some extra weight as you stretch out the left side of the neck. And releasing back to center, beginning to draw your left ear towards your left shoulder, placing your right fingertips into the mat and using your left hand to add some extra weight on your right ear. Keeping your eyes closed, bringing your head back to center, bringing your chin towards your chest, then opening your chin towards the sky, gazing up, finding your way back to center again, and then beginning to draw a large circle with your head, letting your nose lead the way. You can go really slowly. You can pause at any point of tension. Maybe beginning to make larger circles as you warm up your area around the neck and changing direction. Again, see if you can keep your eyes closed to make this an internal experience. Very intentional movement going on here. And finding stillness in the center, just for a moment, being with the energy that you've just created in your neck. And placing your hands on your shoulders and beginning to draw some circles. Your elbows lead the way. You can begin drawing circles backwards. Really over-exaggerate this movement. Again, you can pause at any place of tension and begin circling your elbows forward. Maybe now you can draw slightly larger circles. And releasing your hands and giving them a shake, releasing any stagnant energy that gets stuck in the hands. bringing your wrists together and drawing some circles with your wrists. Interlacing your fingers, extending your fingers forward, then inhaling them up towards the sky, and exhaling to twist your left hand towards your right knee, placing your right hand behind you and gazing over your right shoulder, twisting from the abdomen. Using your inhale to lengthen the spine and using your exhale to twist a little deeper. Feeling that opening in the chest. And finding an inhale to bring your hands back towards the sky in center. And exhale to place your left hand behind you and your right hand finds your left knee. Orchestrating the twist from your abdomen. Trying to keep your spine elongated. Inhaling back to center, arms up, and exhale, placing your right hand on the right side of your mat and bringing your left hand across. You can gaze up towards your left fingertips. Inhaling back to center and exhaling left hand to the left side of the mat and right hand across, opening up the right side body. Inhaling back to center and exhaling to release the hands, beginning to find your way onto all fours on the middle of your mat. Finding a neutral spine at first and then inhale to open the chest, gazing slightly up, and exhaling for cat, gazing towards the navel. Inhaling to open and exhaling to arch the back. Really feel your edge and finding your way back to neutral. Inhaling to begin walking your hands forward towards the top of the mat and exhaling to release your chest towards the ground, melting your heart towards the mat, coming into your puppy pose. You can bring your forehead towards the floor, or if you have a lot of openness here, you can rest your chin onto the mat and look forward. Feeling that deep opening in the lower back and the upper back and shoulders. And then beginning to walk your hands back, finding a neutral spine again. Inhaling to reach your right hand towards the sky and exhale to thread your right hand underneath your body towards the left side, letting your right shoulder melt into the mat. You can extend your left hand forward towards the top of the mat or bring it to your lower back or inside of the right thigh. Coming into our thread the needle pose. Releasing our right shoulder. Resting onto your right ear and imagining all that tension dissolving and melting out of your body as you exhale, releasing it into the mat, letting go, staying connected to your breath here. Then begin bringing your left palm back towards the ground, underneath your left shoulder. Use it to push yourself up. Circle your right arm a few times, forward and back. And then just give your body a shake before inhaling your left hand towards the sky and exhale to thread the needle towards the right side. Extending your right arm in front of you. Or maybe guiding your right hand towards your lower back, or let it rest onto the inside of your left thigh. this quote about yoga. Life is like yoga. The only way you can enjoy it is by relaxing into any position you happen to find yourself in. So relax, letting your left shoulder melt down. See if there is any tension that you can consciously let go of here. Maybe you can close down your eyes. Staying connected with your breath. It's the only thing that is moving. Placing your right hand under your right shoulder, pushing yourself up, extending your left arm forward and drawing some circles. Introducing some movement in our shoulder joint. And then tucking our toes under, lifting our hips up towards the sky and coming into our first downward facing dog. You may pedal it out as you wish and bend into one knee at a time. Take it for a good walk here. And then beginning to inhale and roll your back forward vertebrae by vertebrae into a high plank. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. So we inhale to roll ourselves forward very slowly with a lot of intention, and exhale back to downward facing dog. So inhaling vertebrae by vertebrae into our high plank and exhaling back to our downward facing dog. One more time like this, inhaling forward, high plank, core is engaged. And exhaling, the hips lead the way back to our downward facing dog. Your next inhale lifts your right foot towards the sky, stacking your hips, bending your right knee and reaching your right foot behind you towards your glutes. Pausing here for a moment, then inhaling your right foot back to a three-legged dog and exhaling to place it between your hands at the top of your mat. Lowering your left knee and inhaling your hands up towards the sky, coming into your low lunge. You can bounce a bit up and down, and then bringing your palms together in front of your heart, inhaling here and exhaling to place your left elbow towards your right knee and twisting towards the right side. Pushing your hands into each other, engaging your core. And then finding your way back to center, lowering your hands next to your right foot, coming into a low lunge variation here. And then beginning to walk your right foot towards the outside of your mat. You can let your toes face out at a 45-degree angle. We're preparing for our lizard pose. You can begin upright on your hands. And if it's accessible to you, you can bend down onto your elbows, letting your forearms rest on the mat, lowering your head down. Maybe you sway a bit from side to side here, bringing some movement into your hips, psoas. Just stay connected to your breath. Again, seeing if you can soften any muscle that is tense right now. Yoga isn't about getting your body into a pose, it's about getting your pose into your body. You can begin coming up onto your hands again, tucking your left toes under, anchoring to the palms of your hands. And swaying your right leg back into a three-legged dog before lowering it down towards your downward facing dog. Inhaling your left foot up towards the sky and bending your left knee, letting your hips stack onto each other and your left foot pulling towards your glutes. You can gaze towards your left armpit if that feels good for you. Then inhaling your left foot back into a three-legged dog and exhale to guide your left foot between taking your hands at the top of the mat, lowering your right knee down, and inhaling to your low lunge, hands towards the sky. Again, maybe bringing some movement into here, lowering your hips up and down, then bringing the palms of your hands together in front of your heart on an inhale, and exhale to place your right elbow on the outside of the left knee and twist towards the left side. Core is engaged, legs are strong. Just stay here for a few breaths. Then inhale to find your way back to center, and exhale to place your hands next to your left foot, sinking deeper into the hips here, and beginning to heel toe your left foot towards the outside of your mat, preparing for our lizard. You can stay upright like this, or if you would like to explore further, you can lower yourself down onto your elbows and forearms. Bringing awareness to your hips and hip flexors. Trying to remain in touch with your breath, using it as your anchor into the present moment. Maybe use an exhale to release any tense or dense energy out of your system. You can sigh it out through your mouth. And then walking your hands back into the mat, tucking your right toe, extending your left foot behind you into a three-legged dog. Then exhaling it down, walking your dog on the spot. Beginning to take small steps with your feet towards your hands at the top of your mat. Coming into a forward fold here, you can bend into your knees as much as you like. Bringing your hands to your elbows, swaying from side to side. Releasing the entire upper body here. Then beginning to slowly roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Head comes last. Inhaling your hands towards the sky and exhaling to hinge at the hips and fold forward all the way back down again. We'll roll up once again, inhaling, mindfully rolling up the spine, and then exhaling to lower down. Inhaling to roll all the way up, hands extended to the sky, and exhale to hinge at the hips and fold forward over your legs. Just swaying again from side to side here, and then walking your hands over towards the right side. Maybe they reach the mat, and placing your hands towards the left side. Feeling that stretch on the right hip and glute. Making your way back to center. Again, inhaling to roll up to standing. Extend your hands towards the sky. And exhale to begin folding towards the left side, interlacing your fingers, opening up the right side body. Inhaling back to center and exhaling towards the right side. Coming back to center again. From here we're going to wrap our left arm underneath the right and see if we can interlace the palms of our hands. And then we'll draw our right knee above our left leg and see if we can interlace our right foot or toes on the back of our left calf, sinking our hips down and finding our eagle pose, trying to keep our elbows parallel with our shoulders And then untwisting, releasing the arms, and let's do the other side. So this time the right arm comes underneath the left, and we bring the left knee above the right and place our left toes or foot behind the right calf. Letting your hips sink down as far as you can, core is engaged. Try to lift your elbows up, finding your balance. And then releasing your arms, untwisting your legs, just finding your Tadasana for a moment. Inhaling, hands up towards the sky, and exhaling to fold forward. Inhaling to step back into a high plank, and exhale, knees, chin, chest, Ashtanga Namaskara. Inhaling for upward facing dog or cobra, and exhale to come back into your downward facing dog. From here we're going to inhale our right foot up towards the sky, and exhale to guide our right knee towards our right hand and our right ankle behind our left hand. Letting our hips fall down towards the mat. Staying upright initially, we're in our pigeon pose. Making sure that our back leg is straight. And if you feel open enough, you can begin folding forward. Maybe initially coming onto your forearms. Maybe bringing your forehead towards the floor or a cushion or a block. There's this quote by Victoria Erickson. When you reach your edge, soften. Soften until you slip through the constraints and can create a new rhythm, a new route, a new release. Water is soft yet powerful. Reach your edge and soften. We're going to stay in this pose for a while. So really turn your gaze within. Make sure your eyes are closed, bringing awareness to your right glute and hip. Patabi Joyce has a quote, yoga is an internal practice, the rest is just a circus. And there's a lot of truth in that. So become curious where your mind is wandering. Use your breath to come back to your body. Using your breath to transform whatever you're going through. And then beginning to walk your hands back towards your body, tucking your back toe and stepping back into your downward facing dog. Inhaling your left foot up towards the sky, and exhaling to place your left knee behind your left hand, left ankle behind your right hand. Begin in an upright position, opening your chest. Being aware of the fact that your left and right side might differ. Finding your variation on this side, maybe folding forward or staying upright. Wherever you are is exactly where you should be. Allowing your hips to melt into the ground. Gravity is helping you go deeper and deeper. Be compassionate towards yourself here. The hips are a sensitive area. Many people are tight. I like Rumi's quote, "Your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it." Maybe you can love your hips, your body, your being a little more right now. Sending loving thoughts into every cell. Loving thoughts in your mind. And slowly begin walking your hands back towards your body, tucking your right toes, stepping back into your downward facing dog. And slowly begin walking your feet towards your hands and lowering your hips towards the ground, coming into a comfortable seated position in the middle of your mat. And from here we're going to extend our left leg in front of us, bending our right knee, bringing it in towards our chest, and then placing our right knee on top of the left knee and guiding your right ankle towards the outside of your left hip. Then bending into your left knee and placing your left ankle towards the outside of the right hip. So we're finding our shoelace here. For the arms, we're going to bend into our right elbow, and maybe you are able to reach your right fingertips behind your shoulder blades with your left fingertips. If this is not possible for you, you can also bring your left hand on over your head and place your left hand on your right elbow. This will also create a stretch in your shoulder. So just allow yourself to arrive and melt into this pose. If your sitting bones are not evenly resting on the floor, you can sit on a folded blanket or a cushion or a block, trying to ensure that your spine is long. You can also keep your lower leg stretched out in front of you if you're not able to stack the knees. And be aware of any discomfort in your knees. If you have a knee injury, you might want to be coming out of this posture. Really listen to your body here. If you want to explore further, you can also fold forward. But keep the weight in your sitting bones and not in your knees. You can also release your hands towards your ankles. Just stay in an upright position here. Trying to release any tension out of your hips. Closing down your eyes. Connecting with your breath. Then beginning to guide your right knee away from your left, untwisting and windshield wiping your knees from side to side, releasing your hips, and then extending your right leg on the floor, bending into your left knee and placing your left knee above the right, bringing the left ankle towards the right hip and the right ankle towards the left hip. Bending into your left elbow, maybe interlacing your fingers in a bind behind your shoulder blades, or bringing your right hand over your head, resting it on the left elbow. You can also release the bind if you don't like it and explore folding forward. I find that for our shoelace, it's pretty effectful to stay with our spine straight as we let the hips slowly open up. Rodney Yee has this saying, the places where you have the most resistance are actually the places that are going to be the areas of the greatest liberation. I find when it comes to the hips that is pretty accurate. Keep breathing deeply here. You can let your hands rest down onto your ankles and experience the pose with just your legs twisted. Bringing awareness to the area around your hips and sitting bones. And then gently beginning to untwist the legs, rocking them from side to side, windshield wiping the knees. Coming back to a seated position, placing your left leg in front of you with the shin parallel to your body, and then guiding your right ankle towards your left knee and bringing your left ankle underneath your right knee for a fire log pose. Allowing the knees to relax down towards the floor. Spine is straight, crown of the head growing tall towards the sky. If you feel any discomfort in your knees, you can just find a normal cross-leg position. If you would like to explore further, you can fold forward. You can also place a folded blanket between your legs or under your hip bones if you need some extra support in this pose if it's feeling awkward. Closing down your eyes here, finding stillness, paying attention and getting curious of where your thoughts are going. What state of mind are you in today? The only thing that is moving is the movement of your breath. Try and make it fluid. And then let's begin untwisting the right leg, switching sides, placing the left ankle on top of the right knee and the right ankle underneath the left. Growing tall through the spine, allowing the knees to fall down as the hips open up. Relaxing the space between your eyebrows, maybe unclenching your jaw, softening your facial expression. Relaxing your shoulders down from your ears. If your hands are in your lap, you can place them onto your knees with the palms facing up, finding more of a meditative pose here. Finding grace in the stillness, breathing through the intensity of sensations you may be experiencing right now. And then untwisting, windshield wiping your knees once again from side to side, and bending into your knees and beginning to lower yourself down towards the floor with control, using the strength of your core, pushing into the soles of your feet and turning onto your stomach, bringing your shoulders over your elbows, coming into our Sphinx. Shoulder blades are sliding down our back, feeling a subtle lift in the breastbones, engaging the core, really opening the chest here, guiding our breath towards our lower back and abdomen. You can gaze towards the tip of your nose or close down your eyes here. And finding an exhale to release down, interlace your hands behind your back and begin to use the strength of your core to lift your upper body up while pulling the hands to the back of the mat. From here we're going to come into our full locust, lifting our legs and arms behind us. And exhaling to lower ourselves down, inhaling to bend into your knees and bringing your feet behind you, grabbing your ankles with your hands and inhaling up to your bow pose. Pressing your pubic bone down and drawing your lower belly in and up. And then find an exhalation to release your ankles and gently lie down on your mat, resting one cheek onto the palms of your hands. Neutralizing your spine, switching, placing your other cheek onto your hands, and then beginning to roll over towards your back, bending into your knees, bringing them close towards your glutes. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, keeping your right foot flexed, and then bring your left knee towards your chest, reaching your hands either through your legs or onto your left shin. And using the strength of your arms, pull your left knee towards your chest and pause when you feel a stretch in your right glute and hip. Trying to relax the shoulder blades down. You can explore maybe rocking the left knee towards your chest even further. And then beginning to twist your knees towards the left side of the mat, allowing them to drop towards the floor. Maybe your right knee finds a block or a cushion. You can extend your right arm out towards the right side, allowing your gaze to find your right fingers. Maybe closing down your eyes here, beginning to focus on deep inhalations into your stomach and belly, and exhaling, letting any tension release out from your body. Softening your entire body, allowing yourself to fully surrender into this pose. Beginning to slow down your breath. Then beginning to guide your knees back towards center, crossing your left ankle over your right knee now, bringing your right knee towards your chest. You can interlace your fingers just below the C or the crease of your right knee, or place your fingers on top of your right shin, pulling your left knee towards your chest, enjoying the sensations in your left glute and hip, keeping your left foot flexed to protect the left knee. And then scooching your hips slightly to the left and letting your knees fall over towards the right. Extending your left hand towards the left side, palms facing up. Gazing over your left shoulder, closing down your eyes. Consciously begin relaxing every muscle. Sensing yourself, your breath. If there is any tension left in your body, allowing it to dissolve onto the mat. Exploring how slow you can breathe. Can you make the exhalation longer than the inhalation? And then beginning to guide your knees back towards center, hugging them into your chest, rocking from side to side to massage out the lower back, giving yourself a hug, and then bringing your hands towards the outsides of your feet, opening your knees wider than your torso, trying to bring your knees towards the floor next to the armpits. Ankles are directly over your knees at a 90-degree angle, flexing through your heels and pushing your feet into your hands, pulling the hands down to create resistance. You can rock from side to side or stay in stillness for your happy baby. Trying to keep your tailbone connected with the mat. And then releasing your feet down, bringing the soles of the feet together, placing your left hand on your heart, your right hand on your belly, finding your reclined butterfly for a moment here. Paying attention to your breathing again. Become curious on how long inhalation and exhalation you are able to do while still maintaining that fluidity and softness and ease as you breathe. And then beginning to extend your legs, letting your feet fall open like a book, bringing your hands out towards the sides, palms facing up to receive new energy. You can pause the video now and stay in the Shavasana for as long as you like. In fact, I highly encourage you to do so, cultivating the peaceful energy you have created internally. Beginning to close down your eyes, relaxing your forehead, relaxing the space between your eyebrows and unclenching your jaw. Letting your shoulders fall heavy into the earth, relaxing your hips, your thighs, your knees, your ankles, all falling heavy onto the earth underneath you. I'm going to end the class today with a quote that I've noted from an interview with Novak Djokovic. My greatest achievement is my open mind. You need to have an open mind in order to forgive, in order to move on. If you have a closed mind, it's really hard to learn anything. Believe in love. Believe in this universal force that binds us together, that unites us all. When you open your heart and open your mind, you're more prone to improve, love, and bring people closer. Gently bring awareness back into your body, beginning to wiggle your fingers and your toes, and reaching your hands above your head, coming into a full body stretch. Then hugging your knees into your chest, becoming small, and letting your knees drop over to one side, finding a fetal position. Take your time to awaken, coming up into an upright position when you feel ready. Thank you so much for being here today, and thank yourself for showing up for this practice. Thank your body for all it allows you to do and experience. Sending you lots of love.